Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a Metroidvania-style platformer developed by Moon Studios. In this game you play as Ori, a little spirit that has to save the land of Niwen from falling into ruin. Alright, so now that I've gotten the basic stuff out of the way, how about I explain to you why Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a platforming masterpiece. Well, as I already told you, this game is a Metroidvania type platformer. So in the start of the game, you start with only a basic jump, but as you progress into the game, you get better and crazy abilities to play around with. It's like at first, you only have a jump, but like after you get a new movement ability, it opens up so many possibilities to traverse around the map. Like it could be maybe, I don't know, a double jump to reach a place you couldn't before. It could be a dash to be able to jump wider gaps. Or how about a bash to be able to use enemies or projectiles as a platforming tool, or how about a grapple hook to be able to quickly get into certain locations. This game's movement is fast, fluid, and it never feels clunky or boring to utilize. Niwen is like your own personal playground. The more experience you get on it and the better tools you acquire, the more fun you are going to have on it. Well, now it's time for one of the best parts about this game. I don't think I need to say how good this game looks. The environments are vibrant, but at the same time they have this grittiness to it, and it makes you just want to stop playing and just admire all the work and effort that was put into making this game as beautiful as it can be. From the visual effects, to the enemies, to the bosses, and to just the environment itself, everything is made in this beautiful art style. It's just a pleasure to look at. Every area on the map has this distinct feeling to it. It makes it stand out from the rest, and none of them gets like stale or repetitive. That is not an easy thing to do, but props to Moon Studios, for they have perfected it with this game. And now, the area where Ori goes from a great game to a completely amazing and unique experience. The combat. The combat of Ori and the Will of the Wisps is one of the most fun parts about this game. The game only gives you a sword to start, but as the game progresses you get the ability to buy more weapons as you choose. You can use up to 3 of them at any time, and switching between them is as simple as pressing a button and equipping it to a certain slot. It keeps the game fast paced, as you don't have to go into a menu and equip what you want to use. You equip everything on the fly, which just makes using different combinations more fun. Now as for the weapons, you get a really good variety, and all of them have their uses. The beginning sword is fast but doesn't do a lot of damage. A hard-hitting hammer that swings slower but does significantly more damage. A bow that can be used for long range or to activate switches around the map. A sentry that you can play somewhere and have it deal with enemies on itself, and a lot more that I will let you find out on your own. Now this game wouldn't be a Metroidvania without the bosses. The bosses are no pushover in this game. If you haven't prepared yourself or you haven't learned the movement enough, they will give you a difficult time. But that doesn't mean they are unfair by any means. I never got frustrated or annoyed by any of them because I knew that when I died, it was from my own mistake. The bosses have challenging but fair attack patterns that you will need to learn to come out on top. But there's also another type of boss that comes in chase sequences. I completely love these. They are fast paced and the platforming feels so good to pull off while running away from a creature that is twice your size. They aren't a walk in the park either. These will test your skills with the tools you have been given. It feels amazing to pull off crazy strings of movement with the beautiful music it is accompanied by. Oh yeah, music. The music of this game is the cherry on top. It is honestly one of the best soundtracks from any game I have ever played. Gareth Coker did an amazing job with the tracks. It goes from emotional tracks that made me want to start tearing up, to action-filled ones that give you this rush to want to keep going. Also, did I mention that Gareth Coker is the composer for Halo Infinite? Ori and the Will of the Wisps is an amazing adventure that just gets better the more you play through it, a towering achievement for video games and a beautiful piece of art with an ending that honestly made me tear up but left me completely satisfied. This is a game you have to experience at least once in your life, so do me a favor, actually no, do yourself a favor. Play this game.